Good morning. I've had several people, talk about breast cancer, and some people may be going through it right now. And they said, Gina, could you please tell us what it was like what you went through when you had the breast cancer? And I will tell you what it's like. I may not have really took the time to do like what it was like for me, what I went through, but I'm going to tell people right now. Hello, Apple Brooks, honey. So I was diagnosed with breast cancer back in, I think it was around, I don't know, just 1 year after my husband got out of the military back in 2004. So probably 2005. And it was in my left breast. And I had remembered going to, when we lived on Hickam Air Force Base, can y'all hear me? I felt a lump. And the lump, it didn't move. And I felt it back then, and the doctor in the military, she said, well, there's nothing there. We'll just keep an eye on it. So we got out of the military, and I remember going to a doctor in Scottsburg and concerned about that. And, they had a technician run, what did they have them run? Hello, everyone. They ran their x-rays, and they did ultrasounds, and the x-ray technician, they did mammograms. The x-ray technician said, ma'am, I've been doing this for 17 years, and I can assure you those are nothing but fluid-filled cysts. There is no benign, there's no malignancy or nothing like that. I even got something in the mail saying, congratulations on your mammogram. You don't have any whatever. I still got the letter. But you know what? When I had that done, it was later in August. I went back because, I could lay on my side and I could feel, it literally was, see how the width of my finger is? I could feel that under my left breast. I could, and I thought, that's not moving, and it was troubling to me, and I had already went within my spirit. I knew something was coming. I was preparing myself spiritually when I first noticed the lump that didn't move. So I went back to the one doctor, but this time the one doctor wasn't there. It was a nurse practitioner. She had been doing it for years, and she said, honey, she goes, you've got to get that checked out. She knew what it was because she knew it didn't move. She sent me immediately over to a surgeon, and they did a needle biopsy. And they got the one liquid. They got brown liquid out of one of the cyst. It was like, I don't know what you would, fluid-filled cyst. And I remember the doctor in the room. His name is Dr. Gordon, and he had his nurse assistant. And then he went to get the other one that I felt that didn't move. He tried 3 different needles, and he couldn't get nothing out of it. He promptly just laid his instruments down, his needles down. He walked out the door, left me in there with the nurse, and he said, me and you are going to meet again. So I thought, oh my gosh, he's not saying nothing. I'm sitting here. And so I get dressed and I walk out. He has them send the mammograms, send all the x-rays to him, and he's got them up on his x-ray board. He goes, he's looking at it. He asked me, how old are you? And I told him I'm 39. He goes, do you have children? I said, yes. He goes, how old are they? And then I told them how old my children was. He said, you're too young for this. You're too young for this. He goes, we need to do a biopsy, other than the needle biopsy you all. So he set it up immediately. So within a week, I was at the hospital, and he did the biopsy. My husband was sitting in the waiting room with my mother. And before I went in, they prayed for me. And the preacher, prayed for me too, I think. Maybe that was the time afterward. But they did the biopsy, and he came out, the doctor did, and he said, she has breast cancer. She has stage 2 breast cancer. And my husband turned white as a ghost. He about fainted in the hallway, and my mom is standing there by him, and he got really sick to his stomach. And then, when I came to recovery, they're standing over me, and my husband looked like he's looking at, I'm going to die. And so that's okay. And then I'm fine. I mean, I knew there was something there. So they made an appointment with a surgeon, the best they had, and she was really good. Her name was Dr. Sanation. Excellent woman. I remember going into her office, and she told me my options, what I could have. She said, you know, we can take the one breast. Y'all, this is very personal. It is, but I'm giving my own journey for breast cancer for those who may be going through it. She said we can do remove the one breast or whatever. I said, take them both. Take them both. If it's going to spread, take them both. So I get in there in the operating room and stuff, and they pray for me. But before I go in, they want to do a sample to see if the cancer had spread to the lymph nodes, because at this point it was invasive ductal carcinoma. That's after she got in there. She removed all the cancer. I had a modified radical on my left side. It's where they take some of the muscle. And the cancer was like kind of on my rib cage or something. They got it all out. They did a simple mastectomy on the right side. And then she did a really good job. Perfect. Perfect job, you all. And I remember reading the biopsy. When you look at your biopsies, if you read the whatever report, they describe the cancer as white, rubbery tissue. That was really strange. White, rubbery. But she got it all. She said, we got a clean cut, and it was only after they sent it off to the pathologist or whatever, it was only a stage 1. But then I was to go to the cancer doctor himself, and I was told, you know, we can put you on, we can give you the chemo, and then we'll do radiation. And I said, well, why do I need radiation? He goes, to get rid of the cancer. I said, but I don't want to do it. He said, well, we'll do the chemo. You can do the European blend, or you could do this other blend, whatever that was, you all. I don't know what it was, you all. I'm getting hot in my coat. Let me see if I can set this right here. I got to get my coat on because Gina, honey's getting hot. I'm having a hot flash is what I'm having. So can you hear me? So he said, we'll do that. So the European blend was the one that had the red dye, and it would make my hair fall out. So I said, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do the European blend, but I'm not doing the radiation. So I take it. It's the stronger of the ones. So I went in there. My first chemo thing. Of course, I want my mom in there with me because my mom wanted to be in there with me because my husband already had me dead. He had me dying. He was envisioning his life without Gina honey in it. He was, because he can't handle this stuff. He can't. I'm just being honest. That's how he is. So my mom would sit there with me, and like an hour and a half, I would have it in my arm, and you could feel the strange sensation of the chemo going through your veins for that hour and a half. And I remember eating orange suckers. I liked orange. They would let me have suckers to eat or anything else. I liked orange. And so I went in there for my 3 times. And then, of course, my hair was really long. It was down to the middle of my back. I had long brown hair at that point. I didn't have all this gray. But right before I started taking it, I told my daughter, I said, I'm going to cut my hair. And then cut it as short as I could. And then I had her shave my head because my hair was going to fall out. And I didn't want it falling out in clumps. So I lost all my hair that was left. I lost my eyebrows. I think I lost my eyelashes. They were getting ready to fall out too. I did lose some that fell out and they never did come back. But during the surgery, after I had the surgery, the bilateral mastectomy, I took 1 pain pill. 1. It's only by the grace of God. The cancer did not spread to any lymph nodes. And it's only by the grace of God. I'm just going to give him the glory. It's only by the grace of God keeping his hand on me that I only took 1 pain pill during that whole entire time for my whole chest. 1. It was like I'm completely numb. There's no pain. There was no pain in my body, I kid you not. And I thought, well, I don't need I don't need to have I don't need no reconstructive surgery and stuff. But after a while, I thought, I want to look like a woman again. I do. I want to at least, yeah, that's what I felt. I thought, well, I can go without a chest or something, you all. But no, no, it did something to me psychologically, you all. So I went through the reconstruction process after all the chemo was done. And I got on the tamoxifen. The tamoxifen, when my hair started coming back, the tamoxifen made my hair start thinning out and made me gain lots of weight. So I took it for maybe a year or so, and it numbed me on the inside to reality. I became empty on the inside with the tamoxifen. Okay, I did. It was like I was unemotional. It's like the spiritual me, the part of me that makes me human and makes me feel, it disappeared because of it. And I quit taking it. And I remember going to the cancer doctor. I also had to go in and get those B12 shots or whatever for when you do the chemo treatment, because you don't want whatever stuff to go down. I went in and got those. They would do it in my stomach. They will, if you got to go get the shots, you all, if you're just going through it, you got to go get the shots. Don't just have it in your arm. They can like take your stomach if you got enough fat on it. They can. And they take the needle and they push it through like that. And you don't feel hardly anything because I guess all the fat. That was what I recommend that you would do, me personally, because you can't feel it that much. And it's perfect. It is so perfect. So I did that. But I told the doctor, I said, I'm not taking this tamoxifen anymore. He said, why? I said, it's because it's supposed to stop breast cancer from reoccurring in your other breast. I said, can I get breast cancer anymore? He said, no, you can't because you don't got any breasts. I said, then why am I taking it? Because, honey, because Gina, honey, was in their B39 study. All the women who developed breast cancer in their left breast at age 39, they had a study ready for you, and they were studying the treatments that worked best for this age group that had the B39 breast cancer group, you all. So imagine that. But yeah, I stopped it. And then I said something, and he said, you don't know what you're talking about. That was the last time I went back to the doctor, the cancer doctor. Did not step foot in there anyhow. And even when I did have to go in there, I would get nauseous just walking inside the door of that building. A nauseousness came over me. And during the whole time I was doing chemo, I didn't get nauseous. I didn't throw up. I didn't do any of that, you all. I mean, I felt maybe a little bit of queasy, but it's only by the grace of God that I didn't have to take any pain medication. I mean, they gave me some powerful pills for surgery. They did. And I could have took things for nauseousness, but I didn't need to take it either, you all. God kept his hand over me, whether, Gina, honey, you don't speak about, I'm telling you, my whole life I've been taken care of. Okay, I am. I've been taken care of, and it's only by the grace of God that I made it with as less pain as possible to this body. I grew inside of me spiritually. I have had 3 surgeries on my chest. Okay, for those who did not know, 3 surgeries. The first one lasted 10 years. The first implants that I had, plastic surgery. Then the one on the side of the chest that they did the modified radical, that's the one that messed up on me. It did, because there's hardly any muscle tissue there. And I went back after the 10 years, and they did another one, the same doctor. Within 4 months, it messed up. So I went to a totally different surgeon. The one that I went to, he closed down his shop. He did, because I said, I'm having all these complications. She said, well, I'm sorry. All the medical records have been shifted to Utah. And I'm thinking, why Utah? But they did. They closed it down. So I went to a woman doctor. She looked at me, and the other side, you all, this is personal. So, but this is my journey. This is my journey, my breast cancer journey. Okay, it is. The left side had went down this much further. than the right, is what it had done. Yeah, so she saw it. She could not believe it. Yeah, don't be being disrespectful on here, you all. You're going to get yourself, your comments going to get deleted, and if you're really bad, you're going to get yourself hidden, and I don't blame my moderators one bit. Okay, this is serious, and this is very personal. Maybe too much information for some people to handle. Then get off the channel. You don't get off the channel. Don't be listening to me, because it obviously doesn't apply to you. So she looked at me and she said, I think we will do a different type. We will do pigskin something, because it will adhere to the inside of my body. Okay, pigskin pockets for the implants. And it was a different implant that she put in this time. It was, she described it something like you know, the consistency of like a gummy bear or something. Just imagine that, you all. Imagine that. And you know what I told her? I said, can we go a little bit bigger than what I had before? Can we do it? That's what I said. Because I was like a 34B before. She said, we most certainly can. We can. So I only went to a C, you all. I went to a 34C. She did. And when she got done, I thought, wow, I look like Barbie. I did. I thought, this looks like Barbie. You all, that was my 1, 2, 3rd surgery on my chest. Okay, the last one I had done was in 2014. So these have lasted me, but yeah. Can you make me look like Barbie? Well, if I'm going to go through this surgery again, I'm going to get what I want, you all, because because when you go through breast cancer surgery, you've got tubes. You got drainage tubes. They're stuck in both sides of you, and you got these bulbs. Well, not bulbs. You got bags hanging off of you to drain the excessive fluid in your chest. And you wear that. And when it comes time, each and every time, you are, this is a terrible sensation. Because the tubes have been in your body for so long, when it comes time to rip them out, and they rip them out, the flesh is ripped from the tubes as they pull them out. They pull them out really fast, and you feel the sensation of your flesh ripping like that. Just think of like ripping roots out of the ground. Just imagine what the plant feels like when you're ripping out all the things that is attached to it. The sensation, I will never forget it. I won't. Both times, ripping it out. Yeah, so I did that, and I'm here now, and I'm stronger. I'm a lot stronger. I'm not going to tell you all the other gory stuff that happened that really was very, very disappointing, because that's really too personal. The other types of surgeries that they done trying to do skin grafting. No, don't do it, you all, please. Don't do it. Okay, don't. You can get tattoos. Okay, I would encourage you to get the tattoos if you want more parts of your chest for breast cancer. Get tattoos, stuff like that. Don't do the other thing, because you're going to be highly disappointed. Okay, you are. Yeah, that's right, you are. So I'm happy with how I am now. Okay, I feel more complete. I do. More complete. But that's my journey, you all. And it is a journey. Okay, am I the same woman that I was when I was age 49? No. No, that woman is gone. That woman's gone now. This is the woman I have become right here, what you're looking at right here. This is the new Gina. That's right. Built back stronger and better. Stronger and better. Especially right inside of here. Right inside of here. And you see, I had to go through a lot. That's just in my personal, with my personal self, my own self. A lot of things I had to go through And it did. It made me grow on the inside, okay? It didn't break me because I knew who my anchor was. I knew who was my anchor. It was God. He was my anchor through every storm in my life. And this was the most major storm that I went through, okay? That's right. And I had wonderful support. I did. Wonderful support. So if you're going through it, don't give up. Don't give up, you all. Please don't. Even if you have to have 3 surgeries because the first surgeon didn't get it right, okay? And in between the one that lasted 10 years, when I went in to get the second one from the same surgeon, they took a chisel and they hammered at my bone on my rib because they said it was sticking up like this, preventing the implant from laying flat. And that was from when I was a teenager playing football in the housing project, because I love playing with the kids when they play, the boys and stuff. I was running so fast they was going to throw me the football. They did throw it at me. I was running barefooted and I wasn't watching. I had that football getting ready to come into my hand and I ran straight into the big metal clothesline poles right there. It knocked the breath out of me. My barefoot hit the top of the concrete thing that was holding it in the ground, split my foot open on the bottom of it. I remember limping home. I remember the lady said, "You're a big faker," because she didn't like me playing with the boys. But I think I cracked my rib because he said it looked like the rib was broke. It was broke from me running into the pole as a teenager. And it's right here. Right here. I can feel it. Yeah. So that was the worst pain after he did the second implant. That's when I took the pain pill. I could not even raise my body because they said, by the way, we chiseled out, and I felt it. I felt it. They chiseled my bone. And I thought if I had to do it in that moment in time, I thought if I had to do it all over again, I would not do it because the pain was so horrible. But I made it through it with that one pain pill, you all. That's the one time I took it. So that's my journey. You all, don't give up. It's not, all is not lost. All is not lost. You got to keep the hope alive within you. And I'm sure you won't get on here and tell your story like I did, because it takes a strong person to get on here in front of the whole world and tell something so personal. But it is. If you're going through breast cancer or something like that, I'm sure you appreciate the honesty that I'm telling you how it was for me. I left out some details because they're too personal. They really are. But yeah, you can make it. I made it, and you will be stronger. It does not have to break you. Okay, it doesn't. That's right. It does not. Volunteering, if I need we're probably good in here. We're probably good in here, you all. I think we're good. Apple Brooks, honey, she's got it. You all hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. That's right. You only live once in this lifetime. Isn't that right? That's right. Once in this lifetime. That's okay. It is. Some stories are not over. That's right. Some stories are only the beginning. Love you too. Really do. Yeah. Well, I am going to go. I just got through visiting my mother, and, you know, they were talking. She was telling me, she was telling her husband when I was diagnosed with the cancer, what happened, and she got really teary-eyed. I thought, well, you know, I guess I can tell the story, my journey now. I can. That's right. Yes, Apple Brooks, honey, she's got it. She's got it, you all. Thank you all. So I am going to go. And don't give up. No matter what comes your way in life, do not give up. I'm not the only one who's been on a journey like this. There's many courageous women out there who have made it. They've made it through not just breast cancer, but a lot of other major things in their life, and they're stronger for it. They're a lot stronger because they made it through. That's right, you all. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful, rest of your afternoon, you all. Thank you for listening, and don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Love you.